My boyfriend's little brother creeps me out. This lead way to horrid shit. I, 23F, have been with my boyfriend, 26M, for almost 3 years and we live together. Recently his parents were arrested, I'd rather not go into the details, and as a result his little brother, 11M, has had to move in with us. I understand the situation is complicated and my boyfriend didn't really have a choice. Obviously he couldn't just leave his brother with nowhere to go. The thing is, I find his little brother creepy and I feel horrible even saying that. I know he's a kid and he's gone through a traumatic experience, but some of the things he does make me really uncomfortable. For instance, he stares at me a lot, like almost all the time when we're in the same room. I'll catch him just watching me and it's unsettling. He also has this habit of walking into our bedroom without knocking, especially when my boyfriend is out. I've told him multiple times that he needs to knock, but he either ignores it or just doesn't care. He will shower and use the bathroom with the door wide open, clearly so everyone can see him when walking past. Even though I have told him he needs to keep the door closed when he's in there. One time, I had just gotten out of the shower and was in my towel when I walked into the bedroom, and he was just standing there, staring at me. I asked him what he was doing and he didn't even answer, just kept staring before finally walking away. I brought this up to my boyfriend but he brushed it off, saying his brother is probably just adjusting to everything and doesn't mean any harm. I lent him my laptop because he said he needed it for homework and when I got it back it was completely filled with porn, like he had downloaded porn. It was in the search history. I told my boyfriend he needed to speak with him but my boyfriend says it's normal for a boy his age. He just told me to clear the search history and delete what he downloaded. But he is not being normal, he is weirding me out and I feel bad even saying it. I get that this kid is dealing with a lot, losing his parents like that is traumatic, but at the same time I feel like my feelings are being dismissed. My boyfriend says I'm overreacting, but I honestly feel really uncomfortable in my own home now. I even find myself avoiding being alone with his brother because it just feels weird. I don't know if I am overreacting, like I understand giving some leeway because of everything that's happened in his life, but he is really weirding me out. Any advice on how to handle this would be really appreciated. Top comment. I'm not sure anyone has mentioned this yet, but some of his behaviors indicate sexual trauma or child abuse. Being hypersexual, doing age-inappropriate things, not understanding physical boundaries, and seeking porn at 11 years of age are all indicators that this child has witnessed, experienced, or been exposed to things that were inappropriate. Your boyfriend may be jaded because he came from the same household, but he better wake up, get his head screwed on straight and take this seriously. Allowing an 11-year-old to knowingly have access to porn is considered sexual abuse and child endangerment in some places. I understand your feelings. They're valid. Something is off with this child. However, before you jump straight to fearing him, try to put his behavior into perspective and look at things from a different point of view. Your boyfriend took guardianship of him. He needs to start acting like a guardian and start talking to his brother like an adult talks to a child. This child needs boundaries and he needs to know that his behavior is unacceptable. Your boyfriend needs to tell him that when he uses the restroom or showers, the door remains closed. He needs to know it's unacceptable behavior to search for porn. If he can't be trusted with the computer, he will not be allowed to use the computer or will only be permitted to do so under one of your supervision. This child needs therapy ASAP. You and your boyfriend need guidance and assistance. If DCS or a similar agency is involved, reach out and ask for help for this child and ask what you can do to get him help. Update. A lot of you guys pointed out that my boyfriend, Caleb, seemed to be overwhelmed and was just sticking his head in the sand, and honestly, yeah. I sat him down a little while after I posted here and we spoke about his brother and everything going on, and he just started crying to me. He has cried in front of me maybe twice before, so I knew he was really feeling it. He said he was really sorry for the way he'd been acting, and that he was just feeling so stressed that he was just pushing everything down and away. He agreed that Avery's behaviors were unacceptable, and that I told him he needed to have a firm conversation with Avery about boundaries, or I just wouldn't be able to live with them much longer. Caleb said he would enforce a change of rules and then he started like sobbing, went gray and started hyperventilating. I was seriously concerned and confused about what was happening. He said he needed to tell me something. I was comforting him and trying to calm him down and he told me. He was a victim of pretty extreme CSA from his dad, and he thought Avery probably was as well, which we later found out was true. That explained a lot, why Avery had no awareness of boundaries, why he was displaying these weirdly sexual behaviors. Why we had such low contact with his parents before all this. But I met his parents, met them multiple times. Yeah, we had LC with them, but I met them, I had been to their house. They just seemed like normal people, nice people. They weren't creepy or scary or weird. I was really shocked at everything Caleb told me. Caleb had been hiding it for so many years, and he felt so ashamed that he hadn't reported it sooner. He said he was really hoping that the abuse hadn't also happened to Avery, and so I think he was trying so hard to ignore any signs that he had. He said he felt responsible because he never reported his dad, which meant the abuse could continue. But I told him none of this was his fault, he has no blame in him being abused or Avery being abused. We sought advice on what to do. We reported what Caleb had said to the police and to social services. Both Avery and Caleb were interviewed, but we haven't heard much back from the police about anything that might happen next. They said it could be a long process if they managed to bring any charges at all. Social services started giving us some more support. Avery has been behaving a lot better since he's been listening to boundaries more. He's actually changed a lot in the short time since I posted here last. He's come out a bit more as a pretty charming and charismatic boy. Even though if I'm totally honest he's still a little weird, but maybe that's to be expected after having the life he had. I got him into scouts and he's made a pack of really close friends who have even come over a few times. He's been getting on well with school, although they said he's only on KS1 level work, but I'm sure he'll catch up in time. And even if not, it's not the end of the world. Great comment 1. Just like the Giselle Pellicott case. Always less bad things leading way to horrid shit. Meow meows.